Well, since my Lily girl decided that she's not in nearly enough videos, she's gonna, I guess, tag along and help me out. Today, I want to show you guys how to replace or take out your bearings in your front casters of your wheelchair, of your manual chair. So you can either put new ones in or take them out and clean them and put them back in, depending on the life of the bearings in your chair at the time. So, and again, kind of like when I did changing out the tire on your chair, I've actually never done this myself. So again, this is a learning experience. I want it to be authentic. So, you ready, Lil? Are you ready? You gonna help me out? You good girl? Okay. All right, guys. So the first thing that I'm gonna get is this bearing tool. And this one is from Bones Swiss brand. You can see the Swiss emblem right here. And it actually, this particular set, it comes in a box like this. It comes with the bearings and the bearing tool. So you'll have your tool kit with the four bearings. Why are there four? There's only two of these. Oh, okay. So I just learned something in the process. I assumed that there was only one bearing per wheel. There's actually two bearings per wheel. Go figure. And I've also got 3-in-1 long-lasting multi-purpose oil. You want to use something like this rather than WD-40. WD-40 does work, but it's a little bit harder on your casters, so that it's going to make them wear out a little bit faster than something like this. And then I have a hammer, got a little baby hammer. Kind of helps to get things out, especially if your caster is gunked up with hair and, you know, dog fur, whatever. Wonder why I have a whole bunch of dog fur. Oh. And then I have a tiny little screwdriver. Got a tiny little, cute little screwdriver here. And then I also have a Allen wrench. This particular Allen wrench is 3 millimeters. Different chairs are going to use different size millimeter Allen wrenches, so just because my chair uses 3 millimeters doesn't necessarily mean that yours will, but you just want to use whichever size will fit into the actual screw. Got a lot of extra cuteness going on right now, huh? She's really the best part of this video anyway. Alright, so I'm going to hopefully you'll be able to see. First off, there's only a screw on one side. So you want to go lefty-loosey to loosen it up. So you want to line it up good enough to where it gets a good grip. Because if you don't, then it could strip out your Allen wrench. So actually I got lucky. Hopefully it's not just spinning. I got lucky. It actually loosened up pretty easily. It hasn't been that long since I've cleaned mine out, or had mine cleaned out, I should say. So I got it loosened up. I'm just going to finish using it, unscrewing it with my finger. And you want to be careful because there is a spacer in between, tiny little spacer. So you want to set that aside and set the screw and the Allen wrench down. And so since it didn't come out easy, I took the Allen wrench and I'm pushing this, what is this? This bolt out of the other side of the caster. So then you can take the Allen wrench out. You want to get a good grip because the wheel comes out. And there you go, you got the caster out. So now, this is the point where you can either just take it all out and replace it, or clean out all the gunk. This is really gross, but there's a lot of dog hair, my hair, and who knows what else inside here. So I'm actually gonna go ahead, it's been a while, so I'm gonna go ahead and put brand new bearings in mine. So, and it literally just slides out super easy. So if you were to clean it, there are spacers that look like this on both sides of the caster. So if you wanted to just clean it, you literally just slide the hair off and you're good to go on that. So got that out of the way. So now we're to the point where we need to actually get the bearings, which is this piece right here. These are the new ones, out of the wheel. So how we're gonna do that is we're gonna take the bearing tool, which is this, and we're gonna push it in. Okay, so I'm gonna kind of do it probably not the best way, but I'm gonna take it and just really put some pressure. Nope. So that's in there pretty tight. I'm not gonna be able to get it out. What you are supposed to do is push hard enough to where that pops out, basically. But since I can't seem to get it to work, watch out, Lily. Watch out, baby. Watch out. All right, I'm gonna take the hammer on top of the bearing tool, and just, it came out pretty easy that way. And then when you push that one out, there's another spacer. Put that aside, get it out of your way. So the one side of the bearing came out. So when you only have the one bearing instead of both of them, since you already got the other one out, you push the button on the bearing tool. And it's gonna be really tight probably, so it's, in this case, I can't, I'm pulling pretty hard and it's not going anywhere. So now I'm gonna flip it back to the other side where we already got the one bearing out. And I'm gonna use the hammer again to push it out the side. And it's gonna go flying across the room, so be prepared. And it rolls, because that's what it's supposed to help do. So the way to tell if your bearing needs to be completely replaced or just cleaned up and put back in is how it spins. This one's spinning pretty good. It could spin better, but I'm gonna go ahead and just put brand new ones in. It'll make my trip to Michigan coming up this week a little bit easier. Okay, so after you've got the other bearing out, you'll notice it's completely hollow in the center now. Okay, so it doesn't really matter which side it is facing which, it really doesn't matter. So you put the first one in. You can use the bearing tool to help. That one went in pretty easy, but yeah. So got the first side in, and so then I need to put in the bigger spacer, the one that's a little bit wide. It's a lot wider than the tiny little spacer that you first put in. So you're gonna put it in there upright and everything, so that the bolt, that the bolt will be able to go through all the way in just a minute here. So you line it up, and then you put one of the other bearings on top of that. Line it up. Again, it depends on a couple of different factors, but you can, that one went in really easy. If you're having trouble with it, just use the hammer to get it lined up in there and everything. So now I've got both bearings, one on each side with the bigger spacer in between. So what's in here right now, those are the bearing spacers. Those are the two things I just put in. Now I'm gonna put in the wheel spacers. Put one on one side and one on the other. One thing to keep in mind is that the bearing spacer is going to be in the way of the wheel spacers. So what you want to do, you want to take the Allen wrench to push the bearing spacer up out of the way, because it's going to kind of stick halfway into the space that you're working with. So let's see. I used the Allen wrench to get the bearing spacer out of the way for the wheel spacers, and you'll notice that they are going to stick out on either side. You want to make sure that they're close enough to be touching each other. They're not going to go all the way in though. Okay, so when you get everything all lined up, you should be able to see all the way through the hole in the center. This is the fork of the caster, and you want to line up the caster with whichever hole you already had your casters bolted into to begin with. Because if you move it to a different hole from what you're used to, it's going to affect your chair overall. So it could, if it's higher, that's going to make it to where the casters can't touch the floor and things like that. So you want to line up the bolt with the hole that you had it in before. Okay, so I got it all lined up and everything. So you're probably gonna have to twist the bolt just to get it seated in to the fork of the caster. Okay, so it can be sometimes tricky to get everything lined up, but when it's lined up, it's not gonna move. So you wanna just make sure that bolt is seated in there really good. And you'll be able to tell because if it's not, it's gonna wiggle in the caster fork. So now we're gonna put the little tiny little washer on the shorter bolt, and we are gonna flip that around to the opposite side and put this bolt in on this side. So it's pretty easy just to do it manually by your hand. If you have trouble, gripping things, obviously you can use the Allen wrench to help you out on this part. Not too tight because then the wheel can't move as easily, but enough that it won't come out easily and you lose your caster, which can happen. Just FYI, personal experience. Yeah, you lose a screw and you're gonna need to find a skateboard shop or something. Just friendly advice there. That's the easiest way, is to go to a skateboard shop if you do run into an issue like that. They can usually, not all the time, but usually they can help you out on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna finish up on the other side. Sorry, this is a little bit chaotic. Sorry, I've got dogs running around in the background. But this is real life. This is what happens. This is part of wheelchair maintenance and being independent and all of that. So, this is a learning experience for me. I've never actually done this for myself. Usually somebody else does. If you have any questions about this or need further detail, shoot me a message, let me know, and I can walk you through it step by step with pictures or whatever you might need. And again, like I said, the Allen wrench for this one was a 3mm, but you might need a different size depending on your casters, and it's going to change for pretty much every set at that point. But these are standard sets of skateboard bearings, and you can find them at pretty much any skate shop. This is the most common that you'll see in skate shops. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and finish up here, and I hope this helped, and I hope you guys have a great week. I am obviously getting ready for the Miss Wheelchair America competition. I will be keeping you guys in the loop as much as I can. I will probably be going live the night of the crowning, which is going to be Saturday night. And so if you don't follow me on Facebook, make sure you look me up on Facebook. It's if you're searching on Facebook, it's at M as in Miss, W as in wheelchair, T is in Tennessee, and N is in Nancy, 2018. So MWTN 2018. I'll put it at the bottom of the screen. But follow me on Facebook. That way you can see the crowning and see the result of everybody's hard work. There's going to be a lot of awesome women. There's going to be 26 of us. So yeah, I'm excited for the process, but I wanted to show you a little bit of what has to happen behind the scenes before we get to that point. So you'll notice that I didn't actually use the oil this time because we did put brand new bearings in. But if you do decide that you're not going to replace the bearings and you just want to clean them up, a little bit goes a long way. So when you get the bearings out of the caster, you're only going to want to use about 1 drop, not any more than that, on the bearings once you get the bearings out of the caster. You want to go really light on this, like literally 1 drop, because if you overdo it with the oil, it can actually cause buildup on the actual bearings, which is going to collect dirt and hair and fur and all of that a lot faster, which means you're going to have to clean them out faster or replace them faster, and it's kind of a pain. You don't want to have to do that any more than you have to. So again, 1 drop of the oil if you do decide to not just replace the bearings and you just want to clean them out. So anyway, I will put a link at the end of the video in the description for the oil and the tools and all of that. So alright guys, so hopefully this helps. If you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let me know what you think. Let me know what else you want to see. Again, I will keep making videos as long as you all keep requesting them. So let me know what else you want to see. Let me know what else you want to learn if there's something you don't know how to do. And there's a chance that I might not know how to do it, but I'm willing to learn to help you guys out. So be sure to subscribe, share this video if you think somebody else will find it useful. And I will see you all hopefully in the next few days on the Facebook Live that I do for the Miss Wheelchair America competition. So you guys have a great night. I will see you all soon. Bye.